Robust replica bird men, Sony is changing their stance on bringing their exclusives to PC.
I just wanted some sauce on those zingers.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. I hope you're having an awesome day. First and foremost, a couple shameless plugs. Make sure you subscribe to reviewtechusa. I upload content on a daily basis, and I stream on a fairly regular basis as well. Tomorrow, Friday actually, at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, I will be spastically building a PC on this channel, live stream, check it out. Also, I have an ASMR channel, no, I'm not kidding, called Tech25 ASMR. I'm going to have plenty of new content up there this year, and I already have plenty of content there already. Maybe I haven't uploaded in a while, but there's still plenty of stuff to check out. I'll have everything I mentioned below in the description and top pinned comment. So we know what happened over at Xbox recently. There was a huge shakeup with leadership. Both Sarah Bond and Phil Spencer are gone, and Phil Spencer was replaced with Asha Sharma, who before she became the head of Xbox was heading up the Core AI division of Microsoft. So that should raise red flags in and of itself. Well, Sony has been very much paying attention to the free fall that Xbox is in right now, and they're taking notes, and it seems that they are learning from Microsoft's mistakes. Now, we know that Sony does release their exclusives, or did, I should say, their exclusives on PC, and it did seem like they were going to continue in that direction, but how have their PC exclusives been doing? Their single-player games. Their PC ports have made about $1.2 billion in revenue, but it was games like Helldivers 2 and the original God of War that did well. But other single-player exclusives, it's been a different story, and they haven't performed that great on PC. One big problem that Sony had when they started pushing their games to PC is that the games were poorly optimized. Examples of Sony's crappy ports have been The Last of Us Part 1, Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection, and Spider-Man 2. And because those Sony exclusives came to PC and they were buggy and unoptimized, people were turned off from purchasing them. Well, it seems that between Sony having mixed sales results with their PC ports and seeing what Xbox is going through right now, due to the fact they've brought all of their exclusives to other platforms day one, like PC, Sony's having a strategic shift at the moment. This comes from IGN.com. I'll read it to you, then we'll discuss. A new report has revealed that both Ghost of Yotei and Saros will remain exclusive to PlayStation 5 as Sony begins to pull back from PC. Bloomberg said that while Sony will continue to release online games on PC, single-player games will now remain console exclusive, marking a strategic strategy shift. Sony had a strategy of releasing its PlayStation games on PC sometime after they hit console. This new policy marks a return to console exclusivity at a time when console rival Microsoft is all in on multi-platform. But yeah, how did that work out for them? Continuing here, so expect to see fighting game Marvel Tokon on PC as well as PS5, and of course Bungie's extraction shooter, which I couldn't be less excited for. Marathon remains a multi-platform release. Meanwhile, the Sony published but externally developed Death Stranding 2 and Kena Scars of Cosmora will launch on PC, but plans to release Sucker Punch's Ghost of Yotei were recently scrapped, Bloomberg said. Now, Bloomberg also suggested poor recent sales of PlayStation games on PC and the risk to the PlayStation brand, which it is a risk, as well as potential impact on PS5 and maybe even PS6 sales, were to blame for the policy shift. Gee, it's almost like if you could get the games anywhere, why would you buy a company's hardware? What if I could get the games on PC, why would I buy a PS5 or PS6? Makes no sense. Sony's realizing that. Meanwhile, Bloomberg suggested the prospect of PlayStation games running on the next Xbox, which it looks like it will run PC games, may have also encouraged Sony's return to console exclusive, which makes sense. If you have an Xbox and it's going to just be a PC from everything that we're hearing, it's just going to be a small Windows PC. If you could run Steam on there, and the games that Sony are making, their exclusives are coming to PC, you would literally be playing your PlayStation games on an Xbox. Think about from a brand standpoint how disastrous that is. Now, I made a short talking about exclusives, but I'll bring up the same point here for those of you who haven't seen it. Think about this. If I had a clothing brand and I was coming out with like a fall lineup of clothing, and I said to my competitor, hey, you could sell the same exact clothing day one that I'm going to sell it at the same exact time, same logos, same styling to a T, and you could sell it day one, just like me. You would be like, what the hell are you talking about? That's disastrous. Are you kidding me? Like, your brand is going to go under. Same thing with a restaurant. You're about to come out with a new menu lineup, and you have a competitor down the street, and you call up your competitor and be like, you know what? This menu I'm about to come out with, the day I release it and the day I'm starting to serve it to customers, here are all the recipes. Here's the menu. You could serve the same stuff too. You'd be like, oh my God, that person's a fool. The restaurant's going to go out of business. So answer me this. How is it any different with console exclusives? I know it is anti-consumer. I agree with you. Console exclusives are anti-consumer, but it's what drives platform sales. It's what drives hardware sales. If you want to play Ghost of Yotei, which it seems like it's only going to stay on the PlayStation 5, guess what you have to do? You have to buy a PlayStation 5, which means you will be in the PlayStation ecosystem, which means that Sony is going to get more sales from you in the future. And that's the way it needs to be. If you just say, hey, man, these games that we're making, you can play them anywhere. That's going to kill the brand, just like it would kill that restaurant, just like it would kill that clothing brand. What is the difference with consoles? If people don't have a reason to be in your ecosystem, they're just not going to be in it, and you're not going to make as much money at best, or no money at all. So as much as I hear you that it's less access to games, that it is anti-consumer, and I'm not disagreeing with that, from a business perspective, I think Sony is making a very smart move, because once the brand is diluted, that's it. Sony could be cooked. Remember that PlayStation brings in approximately 38% of Sony's revenue. And if Sony loses PlayStation, Sony may lose Sony, and they can't afford to have that happen. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.